Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Who is in here? Is anybody actually in here at the moment? I actually can't see list of participants. So if you're there, just say hello, guys, if you can hear me. And welcome back to our live stream and welcome to the Burnley save. This live stream basically is we're going to slow things down and we're going to take a look really at how I actually would play the game if I was actually doing this by myself. But I can't see that anybody is here at the moment, so we'll just press on and treat it as a video. And if anybody is here, do say hello. Hello, Raskafar. I'm not sure if you're still there, but good to see that you did turn up. Sorry, it's 11 a.m. and sorry you had to rush off. And hopefully you will return a little bit later. But we have finished building up. I did have a little bit of an error where I saved the Burnley save in the wrong place. And unfortunately, I had to restart the game. It hadn't been too far in to the save, so it hasn't spoiled anything particularly. And we're in pretty much the same position. I have just updated it. I have finally ended up on a tactic. We're going with this asymmetric. One of the problems that I had when I was looking at maybe doing a 4-4-2 because of this lack of a DLP that was really good, I found that this player on the left-hand side, he was a problem because I only had wide playmakers out there and I didn't want to play with a wide playmaker on the left and nothing else going on the right. So I had to move him up here. And then when I found this winger in here, I didn't have all inverted wingers. I had a combination of wingers and inverted wingers, and it was such a mess to try and play with two forwards, two attacking midfielders on the wings up here. So it was really a bit of a mess in terms of the wings. The only thing that I could get to fit properly and to have a DLP was to actually go asymmetric. And this is a tactic I've used, as most of you following my through Livingston, Elgin, Livingston, and now Preston. This is a tactic I've used. It fits most systems. And the great thing about it is that you only need, your key player is this guy, the DLP sitting here. So you do need a good DLP and you'll need a good forward to score goals. And unfortunately, with this Burnley save, those are the two areas that we are lacking. And how we solve that problem, as you know, Burnley are dreadful finishers, and the other problem that we have is that they're not very strong. So we need to get some finishers in, and we definitely need to get hold of a DLP, someone who's a bit like Whiteman of Preston, who's strong and he's a good distributor of the ball. He's got good off the ball. What I want him to do is to be roaming around. That's what he tends to do. You'll find him a lot up here, and you'll also find him in here feeding crossfield balls over to this side of the field. He does become the key man. When I actually looked at what happened in the last game, in the last friendly, and I was reviewing the match. Good to see you, George. Thanks for turning up, mate. Good to see you. And I actually reviewed the match here, and I was looking at the team passing distribution. And if we go and have a look at the passing combinations, the DLP is not connecting too well, and I kind of sense that everybody was a little bit too wide, and this is the problem. We're connecting well in this little area, we're connecting well over here, but I sense that we're just a little bit too wide, and that's why nothing is happening through here. So what I might actually have to do is to tweak that a little bit to try and just bring him more into the picture. So what I've done to begin with is quite interesting, because going back to the tactic, I'm going to play positive. It's a good team and they should be attacking in a positive way, maybe not in an attacking way yet, but certainly in a positive way. So what I've done is I've decided to play proper possession patient football. So we're going to slow the passing down, slightly lower tempo, and that will complement work the ball into the box. We have to be patient. We have to get the ball into this area of the pitch, because if we're taking shots, which the shot match showed last time that we were taking far too many shots from outside the box, we have to be a little bit more patient and just get it into here. And that's why I've decided to go with a poacher, because he can just sit in the penalty area and that's his job, is to just sit in there. And because finishing is a big issue for us, we need to be in here when we're taking shots. We can't be taking shots from anywhere. So patient build up. Our passing is very, very good, and we are quite a creative team. Patient build up, and then work it into the box, and hopefully if it's in the box, we're going to be scoring goals. In the meantime, we've got to look for a forward. We have just Ashley Barnes and this guy Teller, who can play as a forward. He's not a great forward. Again, finishing is an issue with him. He's not very aggressive. He's not very strong. He's not going to be a great forward, so he's better off playing on the right wing. And it is a big issue for us. We have Ashley Barnes. Ashley Barnes, he's kind of... I've upset him a little bit. He came to me and he said he wanted to explore his options, and at the end of his contract I said fine, no problem. And he can play as a forward. He could probably play well as a pressing forward. But he asked me if he could explore his options at the end of his contract, the end of the season. I said, no problem, not going to stand in your way. He's 32 years old now. But then what happened is I transfer listed him. You want to explore your options, explore them now. And he then decided he didn't like that. West Brom offered me 1.5 million for him. I took it, and then he complained and he rejected the contract from West Brom, and he had a right go at me about how unfairly I'd treated him, etc., etc. So he's not a happy bunny at the moment, Ashley Barnes. I need to keep an eye on him, because if he does continue to mess me about, he might be spending some time in the reserve squad until his contract runs out. So he better behave himself, or he's going to be out of the door. I'm still trying to sell him, and I have a number of other players, interestingly. Finances are not great. I've only got 4 million to play with. I definitely need a DLP who can do the role that I want. Hi, Zakwan, how you doing? How's your day? And I definitely need a forward, and 4 million isn't going to cut it. But I do have a number of players who are wanted. For example, Charlie Taylor is wanted. Now, he's a very, very good fullback, but I could get a lot of money in for him. And so I probably will need to sell him on. If somebody comes in and bids for him, then I probably will need to sell him on. And it won't be that bad, because we have this guy at left back, Ian Matson, who the previous manager has brought in on loan as a regular starter, and he's going to need to play anyway. And so he's got a 20-year-old boy who needs development, and if he's brought in as a regular starter, then I'm going to have to play him anyway. So we could probably let Charlie Taylor go. And I've also got Vitinho. This chap Vitinho, who is a very good left back, and he would actually fit the bill quite nicely for me in terms of becoming an inverted wing back and being more in this space. And I actually have considered already starting him as an inverted wing back there. But we'll go with Charlie Taylor at the moment, because I want to put him in the shop window during pre-season. And oh, good evening, Zakwan, instead of good morning. How was your day today? Excellent. Good job. It was a good day. hopefully, we'll go through now. You can chill now as you go into your evening, and we'll go through a couple of games here and tweak things a little bit, and we'll look at training. And we also need, as scouting comes in, we'll have a look at the scouting as well. But I am settling on a way of playing. It's a very patient way of playing. We are a very good passing team. Let's take advantage of it. And if we can't finish, let's be patient, working it into the box. And hopefully, if we can get it in here, close to the goal, then finishing doesn't become such a big issue. So that's the way we're going to go. And going back to the squad, Charlie Taylor is wanted. Josh Brownhill is also wanted. Good box-to-box player, but box-to-box midfielders are not difficult to find in the game. We could, get a good sum of money for him. So sell Charlie Taylor for 10 million, get 10 million for Brownhill. We're already up. We've got 25 million to spend. And if we can get rid of those two players, that even though they're very, very good players, then we probably could bring in 3 or 4 players of the same caliber for that kind of money. So he's my backup goalkeeper, so whether he goes or not is irrelevant. Jack Cork is also wanted. He's 32 years old now. It may be time for him to go. We could get another 4 million for him, perhaps. It's just a case of sitting and waiting to see if anybody comes in for these players. We have a lot of players injured, and probably what we'll be looking, apart from Scott Twine, I think probably I'll be looking to move on Ashley Westwood and Goodmanson as soon as they are fit enough to be sold. Scott Twine, though, I think I'd really like to hold on to him, despite the fact that he has a hip injury, which is going to keep him out for 4 to 5 months because of his free kick taking. He is a brilliant free kick taker, and he also looks good as a winger in all other aspects, and can play as my shadow striker if and when I am in need of that. So he looks like a very, very decent player with good free kick taking, and he's probably the only one of those 3 long-term injured players that I wouldn't sell. The others would probably try and make some money in the January transfer window and then bring someone else in for them. That's for January, though. We've got to get through this pre-season, and I want to go and play a couple of games now and see what the stats look like. What I want to see is that the players are more compressed together in the middle. We're playing narrow. When I was looking at the match stats afterwards, we tend to be drifting over a little bit to the right, and I'm not sure that's a good thing. So there may be tweaks yet that need to happen. Say hello, guys. If you join the stream, say hello so that I actually know who's here. It'd be nice to know who's here. Good to see George and Zach One. And also, if you can let me know how the stream health is. Is it good for you? Is it not so good? At the moment, my stream settings are saying that the status is excellent. So, it's currently receiving strong data for this stream. I'm also seeing that I got 4 people in here, but I can only see 2 in the comments. Just let me know if you're in here, and I can say hello and I'll know you're here. Okay, so we're going to go on and we're going to play this game against Chemnitzer. We don't know anything about them, really. They are a 2-star reputation team. I didn't set this friendly up. My assistant was in charge and he made a right mess of the schedule. But we should be beating these quite comfortably, so I am going to start them off in this game pretty much in a attacking mode. We're going to go attacking for the start of this game. 2-star reputation team we should be beating, and we're going to play through this game and then have a look at how the game went. We'll look through we'll do a match review and see how the game went. Do I want to be scouting Scotland? Why not? I've got spare scouts here sitting on their bums doing nothing. So let's send. I'll let my chief scout sort that out. Let's just let him have a general look at that and see what he comes up with. But it's a good use of the scouts who are not doing anything. And the reason that I have got scouts who are not doing anything, if I go to my assignment page, you can see that I've got many scouts, no current assignment. Actually, they're all doing something now. He's actually sent them all off to Scotland by the look of it. So they've all gone to Scotland for a look. But these were no current assignment because I'm really not that bothered. I don't want to keep them. And I have a lot of staff changes going on at the moment. And I'm waiting for those staff changes to kick in. And then we'll see where we are. I've got a scout hopefully coming in, and he's a very good scout, and hopefully we can send him off to Italy. He has good knowledge of Italy. Send him off there quickly. So as new scouts come in, I'm also waiting on my chief scout coming in, who also has good knowledge of Italy. We might find that this becomes the Italian job. And we will wait for those to come in. We'll assign them. There is no point... Hi, Lizaki. How you doing, Lizaki? Nice to see you, mate. Or Izaki. Good to see you. We do have an offer in for Marcel Lewis for a loan, I guess. Let's have a look at Marcel Lewis. What kind of footballer is he? He's certainly... a young lad. Does he need to go out on loan? And what kind of level is he at the moment? He doesn't currently operating National League level. Yeah, let's let him go. Could do with the development. Why not? And then Dyson has... Oh, we do have a sports scientist finally, which is kind of cool. Does anybody know, what does a sports scientist do? Is it to do with food? I have no idea what a sports scientist does, but if they're important, we'll have one. We also now have a technical director, and the attributes needed for a technical director are actually very similar to the director of football. I also don't know what is the difference between those two jobs. And it's really strange that. And who is this Costaleo? Yeah, I remember organising that loan last time. I like that player, so we'll compile match reports on him. So we do have a technical director in. We do have a sports scientist. We are getting staff in bit by bit. We had a few turn us down. I think I'm still waiting for an assistant manager. I still don't have an assistant manager. I think, did I make... Yeah, that boy that I got before I lost the save, he's actually turned me down, I think. No. I think we do have an assistant manager. Let's just check. I had to do some jiggery pokery to get him in, I think. Yeah, I've got this guy in as an assistant manager. Good tactical knowledge. He's got good judging player ability, and he certainly looks like a decent coach. And he has good people management, good level of discipline. It's very motivating and very adaptable. So I hope that he's going to be quite useful to me in terms of not only coaching, but in terms of his tactical knowledge when it comes to in-game advice that he might give me. So we have sorted out an assistant manager. And hopefully, let's have a quick look through there. It's always a good thing to flick through here because it might give you some idea of players who are available, players who are looking for clubs. You'll probably all be familiar with that when you make an offer for a player, it says you get this email. Oh, the word is out, the secret's out, and it's become public knowledge that you've made a bid for someone. And what happens is it will appear on here, so other clubs will see, oh, he's made a bid, and they will actually then bid for him or scout him, go and have a look at him, and this is what is happening when it happens to you. So if you see something in here, somebody's made a bid for someone, it's become public knowledge. And I know people don't actually look very much at this, but I do, and I'm looking for specific things. And one of the things that I'm looking for is that particular knowledge. Who is this? We think it's another staff member. Who is a scout. We're just now waiting on his work permit. We'll have another scout we can now send to Italy. In terms of our scouting, we have got boys out already. I think we have we have a lot of people doing the Scottish Cup now, and we're also got people, we've got Chamberlain, who will probably stay even though he's not brilliant. He's doing the UK and Ireland. We've got someone in Sweden. He's a recruitment analyst working with him, and we'll have a couple of boys in Italy. So we'll have people dotted about, and I plan to have one perhaps in Spain and Portugal, just scouting around, seeing what they can do for this summer transfer window. I'm not expecting too much, but we'll put them out there when they come in. We'll put them out there and see what actually happens. So we need to go and play this football match, and having made those little tweaks, we're going to go out there. It's a team we should be beating. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that. I think it suits what we want to do. We're not great finishers. We're not too strong. We do have pace. I'm thinking whether I should click this, but we'll see. This doesn't actually suit how I'm actually going to play, although it does use the pace that we have. But for now, we're just going to try and keep the ball, be patient, work it into the box, and out of possession, we are going to play higher up. We're going to press them. We are a team that is very capable of pressing, and so we are going to press them. We're going to just drop off more because maybe our defenders might lack a little pace. We'll see how that goes, and if it's not a problem, not an issue, we can take that out. And then in transition, we're going to counter press, and we are going to counter, and I'm going to have my goalkeeper roll it out because his kicking is pretty awful. So that's how we're going to play. What I want to see is this boy roaming about. It's why he's on a support level. If he was on a defend duty, he'd just sit in the hole here. But when there are teams that we should be beating, it gives him license to wander into positions to pick up the ball, and then hopefully he's got enough distribution skills to be spraying passes around. Okay, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it'll go all to plan. Hopefully I've got my settings right and I don't have the sound on. Well, I don't know about you, but I never click that never press. Never ever click that never press, because I think you've got to, like, you can't just stand off a million miles from someone. You have to be at least pressing him on occasions when perhaps he's not racing at you, but when he's not running, then you can press him. So I never click that never press. I think, yeah, go out there, show me why you deserve to be in this team. It is pretty much what I picked today, the first team. And so they should be able to put on a good performance. I'm going to bring the match speed between highlights right down at the moment, so that when I've got my stats clicking over here, I can get an idea of if it's working or not. And that's a nice ball into the box, but again, finishing is poor. We've had this problem in our first two fixtures. Finishing is very, very poor. And we need to address that. We definitely need to bring in a forward. And it really is without a forward, you can't actually really win football matches. I don't know how we're going to do it yet, but we definitely need to bring in a forward. Some of the things that I will look for, this is rather like a pilot scanning instruments, and I'm constantly watching possession. I want us to be winning, of course, to be winning the possession, but it's pretty close. So things are not quite right at the moment. I want to keep an eye on key passes of the opposition. So I'm constantly scanning who is getting all the key passes in there for the opposition. And if somebody has actually got 8 key passes there when everybody else has got 1 and 2, I need to do something about that player because he's being a bit of a nuisance. So you'd have to have some sort of plan to close him down. As a long ball over the top. Was that a penalty? It looked like a penalty to me. We're dominating this game, as we should be. They're just they're pretty inferior opposition. But as we're going into the 10th minute, we've had 3 chances, 2 on target, but we haven't put 1 away. And there's another example of poor finishing, but finally he has put it in. That's an example of really poor finishing because a better defense would have actually dealt with that. And you can see that it is a problem. The game is showing me, even though it's not a real representation of the game is actually showing me that our forward line is a problem. Our finishing is a problem. They are not looking like they're too much of a problem in the first 11 minutes, but our goalkeeper has just gifted them the ball, and that's a problem with his kicking. And I don't want him kicking the ball. And you'll see that his kicking is like about 7, I think. Attribute is 7. I don't want him kicking the ball. He tried to kick it out there, and it went straight to the opposition. The game doesn't give you an accurate, what you're seeing isn't absolutely accurate, but it will tell you how good or not they are. Again, a header going wide of the post from there is telling me this team cannot finish. And 7 shots, 3 on target. Our XG is 1.44. We should be at least 3-0 up by now. And hey, Rage, how are you doing? And Sergio, good to see you. Good to see you. And at the moment, they are not giving us any problems whatsoever. And I will keep an eye on this. It's rather like a pilot scanning instruments. Possession-wise, we are dominating possession. The threat that they seem to have is coming down the right, but it's not much of a threat at all. So we don't really have to panic about anything in terms of the opposition. What I am panicking about is the fact that we can't score. And that is down to just the team as a whole not being very good at finishing. I do need to bring in players, and one of them has got to be, my top priority has got to be a forward. I also need a DLP, and I need to, at halftime, have a look about, I'm not seeing him dominate the game at the moment when in the highlights. I'm not sure everything should be going through him, and I'm not seeing that at the moment. What I'm seeing is a good passing performance. From the stats, passing is brilliant, finishing is dreadful. Defensively, we've not been bothered, so difficult to say how we're performing defensively. They are playing very poorly. Any threat that they've got is coming down the right, probably because our fullback is attacking mode on the left, so we're giving them perhaps a little bit of space, but they're not really threatening. They've not had one key pass at all in the first half. If we go and have a look at our passing, Brownhill is actually dominating the game, and our DLP has not produced one key pass. So he is not the answer to me. He's not. He's definitely not the answer that the DLP that I've got there. But Burnley don't have a number of DLPs, and I need a DLP, and I'm playing him as an experiment. There's a chance, and again, it's gone wide. This team worries me. Burnley are supposed to finish in second place, but if you can't score goals, if your finishing is poor, then it's going to be very, very difficult to finish in second place. And what's happened there? Has he given a penalty? Yeah, he's given us a penalty. And it may be that set pieces is what we're going to need to focus on as well. We'll have a look at the training after this game. Set pieces is a big part of the training that we're going to do, both defensively and offensively. So maybe we're going to have to become experts at set pieces. Well, we are 2-0 up. We should be more than 2-0 up. So I'm a bit distressed that we're only 2-0 up after dominating this game. And they've hardly had a kick, and their passing stats are dreadful. Although Tobias Muller looks like a decent player to me. He's got 100% passes. So he's had a good game, that boy. But looking at our XG, we should be way more than 2-0 ahead. I'm going to have a look at the analytical data now. Our average position may be a little bit low. No, that's the opposition there. Is where I would expect it to be. This is where I would expect things to be coming from the DLP, and it's focused around there, but he's not having a great time in there. So what I might do, I'm going to try something at half time, and what I might do is switch Bastian over and play him as the box-to-box, which he can do, and put Brownhill in as the DLP. Brownhill's, I think, has got passing 15, his vision's 13, but he's a little better in that respect, I think, than Bastian. So we'll just swap those over at halftime, and then we'll have a look. Thanks for the sub, mate. Do appreciate it. If you have a channel yourself, I think I'll actually pop over and have a look. I can't click on it from this chat screen. Can I? Can I get in there? No, I can't actually get in there as yet. But I will make a note of that. FM Rage, and I'll pop over and have a look, mate. Just so we've made a note of that, and I'll go over and say hi to you. Not that I have a lot of time these days, but we'll definitely pop over there, mate, and say hello. Okay, so at halftime, what do you think I should say to them? I'm not happy, and I think that's what I'm... Shall I say that I'm really not happy with your performance? My assistant is saying we've had a lot of shots on target. Have we? I don't think we've had a lot of shots on target. I don't know. I'm going to say I'm not happy with your performance and appear to lack belief. So let's wind them up a little bit. I'm not too happy. Can be doing a lot better against a team of this quality, and let's hope it shakes them up. And let's hope that Brownhill has a better game than, and that's better. That was, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. The finishing is weak, and we haven't had a lot of shots on target. We are at 50%, and those that are on target are absolutely dreadful. Our XG is 3.14. I would have expected much more in terms of a scoreline than this. And this is the guy I want to keep an eye on. Where is the DLP? He's here. And I just want to know how effective he is in spreading the ball around. It might take a few games before he gets used to what he's supposed to do, but he should be in and around this area now. And there's another shot that goes over the crossbar. I'm going to shout at them and demand more. This is not acceptable against a team like this. And if they get upset, they get upset. And in fact, I've never heard of them, so Burnley should be beating them by a lot more. And the stats suggest that they should be beating them by a lot more. They're no threat whatsoever, although this Tobias Muller still has 100% pass ratio. I'm gonna have a look at him. Who is he? Looks like a deep line playmaker. Interesting. Passing, yeah, he's not very good, but he seems to be having a very decent game. And probably better than ours is. I don't know. This is not looking very... Our pass map is looking a lot better now. Pause it there and bring up this pass map. We're now seeing the two midfielders a lot more involved in the game. And hopefully that will continue now, because the DLP needs to be spreading the ball around. He's obviously moving his position, because this is indicating he should be kind of like over here. This is indicating that he's actually moving around a bit more now. So maybe he's starting to do what I want him to do. But at the moment, this is pretty dreadful. I'm expecting more from this team than what they're giving at the moment. And it is very clear where the problem is. 19 shots, 8 on target, just 2 goals. And I think one was a penalty and one was very lucky, and they have got to go back. And so this team it's not functioning at the moment. And for a team that's supposed to finish second place, is he offside? He looked offside there, but it's been given. No, it's been given offside, so we got away with one there. I think it's time to get some of these players off the pitch now. So let's make some changes. Let's try out this Masterson at left back. Who have we got as our right back? We got bring on these centre backs. Kevin Long, a ball player. That's better. And who have I got to come on at full back? I do have a right back, don't I? Actually don't have a right back I can play there, do I? Yes, I do. Connor Roberts can come on. See how he gets on. Shall I bring Ashley Barnes on for a game? Why not? And Jack Cork come on as the box-to-box. And Josh Cullen, he can come on, play DLP. Cullen, what's his passing like? I think he's a ball winner, isn't he? Vision 11, passing 14. Maybe I will switch those two over. That's better. And then Cherlanoff, we'll bring Cherlanoff on here, and Teller can come on and have a game here. I am short of an attacking midfielder, but he can come in and play there. And hopefully they can't play any worse than the players who have come off the pitch. So 2-0 away at Chemnitzer, who are a 2-star reputation team. It's pretty poor. Pretty poor. And I'm not too happy with them at the moment. And I think now I've seen everything. Cancel that. I think I've seen everything that I need to see, so I can speed this up. I don't really see them coming back into the game now. They haven't really been a threat. They had that one disallowed goal, but they've actually only had a few chances. And it just clearly shows their finishing is better than ours. And we do have a chance. Can we get a goal? No, is the answer to that. And even though we're getting into the penalty area here, our finishing is so bad we still can't score from there. And things are not working at the moment. And I think it's to do with needing a better finisher. If your strikers can't score, you're always going to be in trouble. Absolutely always. And the game's going to peter out, but they have got one back. It's Chemnitzer 1, Burnley 2 now. And it wouldn't surprise me if they even got a draw out of this, because we've played badly, even though they think themselves that they've had a good game. And that's why they were upset when I told them off at half time, because they believe they've played well. No, you haven't, boys. It's been terrible, and the result tells me it's been terrible, and the stats tell me it's been terrible. And at full time, I am not very, very impressed. So we didn't play as well as we can, but I'm happy with the result is what they're going to get. We don't want to destroy morale at this point, but they need to know. Hello, Ginger. How you doing, mate? And having a good Sunday. They may not be happy about being told off, but they need to know. For them, they think, well, we won the game. What's the problem? But it was not good. And we need to let them know it wasn't good. If we have a look at what we're doing in training, at the moment, he has screwed up the schedule by putting 2 matches in a week. So training is a bit of a problem. But we are training set pieces. We're not very tall, so we will have to train defensive set pieces as well. But you'll notice that for pre-season, there is not much going on in terms of fitness. And the reason for that is because they are very fit people. They have great natural fitness. They have great stamina. And so there isn't a need to be doing any endurance training for them. They have great pace, so there isn't a need at this point in time to be doing any quickness training. So what we have to focus on is they're not very strong. So most of our physical training is going to be gym work, and we're going to put them in the gym. And at the moment, we can only do that once a week because of these 2 games per week that the assistant has organized. We also have a heavy focus on set pieces, and at the moment just attacking set pieces, but once things settle down, I'll be wanting to put in a lot of defensive set piece training as well, because they are not very tall or strong as a group. And also we need to be doing, instead of this, we need to be doing possession training. Now that we've gone to a short passing team, then we need to be practicing it. So they will be doing a lot of possession training, and you'll notice also that we're putting in chance conversion in here, because we need to improve, and so they're going to be practicing chance conversion there. And so luckily, because pre-season I would normally be doing a lot of physical training, but I've modified it because they don't need quickness training. They don't need endurance training particularly. They do need strength training, and we can fit those things in along with all the other things that they need. And that really is about going into this comparison chart and then just having a look at what they are poor at. So if we go to the physical stuff, we can see they are not very strong. So pre-season, you need to train that. You need to actually work on that, get them in the gym. You can see their fitness. They are best in the league. So stamina is not an issue. Pace, they don't need quickness training. And again, stamina, natural fitness, stamina, pace. It's really strength where they're lacking. Agility is pretty good, but balance isn't so hot. You can actually do your training work. We may need to be looking at maybe doing a little bit of aerial work, because jumping reach is not great. So use that to figure out what training you actually need to do. And it did work out, luckily, since my assistant decided to put 2 games in per week, which screws up the pre-season training, but it doesn't seem to matter so much because we are fit anyway, naturally fit and naturally quick. And I don't know. I don't know why they got upset about that. They need to have a shake up. They were not very good. And we are playing narrow. This, I don't know. Do you actually ever take any notice of this? The current size of the pitch is 100 meters long, 64 meters wide. We're going to play fairly narrow. So, although I don't want it to be as narrow as it possibly can be, I do want a fairly narrow pitch. We're playing a short game, so I don't want a long pitch either. 64 meters, 100 meters, 105.68, 105.60. It's currently 105.68, 164. I think I'm going to go with a very small pitch. And because we are playing a very short passing possession game, let's compact the pitch and let's make it easier for our players to play that type of football. And then what will happen is that teams who want to play wider, it will be very much difficult for them to play that kind of game on a very narrow and small pitch. We're also going to shorten the pitch so it makes it more difficult for teams to play more direct football, long route one type football. Who is this? It might be worth having a look at. Vision is very good. Let's scout this boy. And that's the value of the social media page, because what was being said about him? Real Betis, 2.7 million rated defensive midfielder, could be on his way to Watford. Watford, also a championship team, I think. Are Watford in the championship? Or yes, they are championship team. And so he is obviously identified by Watford. Hey, Techno, how you doing? Good to see you in here. How are you doing, buddy? And obviously, I love social media because it brings up all this stuff. This is the kind of thing you will get in your email box where it says, news has leaked out on your interest. And that's just happened to Watford. Social media have got wind that this guy, and he looks to me like he might be a useful player. He's certainly got decent vision about him. We don't know much about him yet. And also, he's fairly strong. And that would be useful in terms of an addition to our team. What I would really like, if he has good leadership as well and good passing, then because we're short of leaders, he might be worth going in for. At 2.7 mil, he could solve one of my very immediate problems. You have the flu. Do you know what? Do you live in England, Techno? I have had the flu for about 3 months now. I cannot shift it. It's better than it was, but in the mornings I still feel really, really bad in the first thing in the morning. Takes about 4 coffees before I come to. So we'll have a scout of this boy. And sometimes I lose these, so I'm just going to add him to the short list as well for 3 months, because sometimes when you ask the scouts to go out and scout them, I sometimes just lose them and I never get to see anything about them again. So I'm going to pop him on the short list, but certainly he looks to me like he might have around about 14-15 vision, which means that he's probably a DLP, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. And so social media, I love it. I think that it will throw these things up from time to time. And there's other rumours on there about managers who are in problems and could be insecure in their jobs, and it might be keeping an eye on that too. There's a lot of stuff in amongst all the rubbish that's in that social media stuff. There are some quite useful things. Jenna, who are they? Again, another 2-star reputation team. And a team we should be beating quite comfortably. Nothing is happening in terms of staff, in terms of transfers. I don't have the money yet. Nobody's coming in for anybody. So at the moment, it's really just moving through pre-season. Again, strengths unknown. Centre backs, the strength of the squad could be improved in the centre. So maybe we should be focusing our play through the centre, but we should be beating this team anyway. And it's like, if we don't beat them, then we clearly have got real problems. If we only beat them narrowly, we're still going to have real problems. I'm going to go along with that team, because when that happens in pre-season, what he's saying is these boys need some fitness. We need to play them. So we'll go along with his recommendation. And then when we get to the nothing going on in here, 30-year-old defender is a free agent, though. 30 years old. Jumping reach 16 to 20. 6'4". Not very strong, but strong enough. Very aggressive. Good concentration, very brave. Good positioning sense, good work rate. We'll give him a scout. He might be 30 years old, but he's free. I like things that are free. So we'll give him a scout. Just pop him on the short list for a few months. I actually might bring him in at some point and offer him a trial if he's out of contract. I wonder if we got any sort of information. No, just wondering if we've got some information about whether he's an international or not and his work permit status. No, we will just continue as normal now on to the next game. Pre-season, sometimes people are panicking. Sometimes I'm panicking about transfers. I'm trying to be a lot more calm of late and not to react to everything that actually happens in here. We have another... now we have an offer made for Akinuru. This is what the game does. It makes you panic. And I don't know enough about him yet. There's really... Oh, my lord. He looks like a ball winner, is he? Yeah, his vision's not too good. I don't want any ball winners. Could play as a box-to-box. It'd be a very good box-to-box, wouldn't he? Finishing isn't very good. I don't know. I think the game's just trying to wind me up at the moment. So we'll leave it there. I'm not going to go for him. He doesn't have the qualities to play as the DLP I'm looking for. Even though he looks like a very good player, I'm just going to leave it there. Training looks okay for the game after this. I want to go in and have a look at what happened in our last game. And I don't know. Again, it's focused in the right place. I want it to be focused here. This is where the DLP lives, and that's what I want everything to go through. So in terms of the heat map, it's looking absolutely perfect. But we'll have a look at our past combinations. And that looks very good to me. The only thing that's not happening is this little part. So we have Harwood Bellis here and Brownhill. Perhaps not up to speed. I'm wondering what is actually happening here. Why they're not connecting up. Maybe because I've got this defender on cover. So he's hanging back a little bit, which is why the goalkeeper's looking for him. Could be. And also maybe Charlie Taylor is too wide. This fullback's involved in the game, but Charlie Taylor doesn't seem to be too much involved in the game. But I'm going to just make a little tweak there based on that. And I'm going to go to the tactic, and we're going to ask him to sit narrower. bring him in a little bit more so that perhaps he's not ignored so often. And we'll try that, because that's 2 games now where I've actually noticed that the left back seemed to be out of it a little bit. So we'll get him to sit narrower and see if that makes any difference. 20% of his wages. Do we have an offer in for him already? Marcel Lewis. Lots of offers. We got 90% of his wages. So you can put that in your peace pipe and smoke it. You wanna loan him, you pay what the rest are gonna pay. And we're going to reject that. West Brom have snapped up Serbian ball-playing defender Maximovic. Was I looking at him? No. Good player, though. Very good player. Unfortunately, my previous manager has brought in 2 centre-backs on loan and a left-back on loan. And you have to play those or they will get removed by their club. And that's the unfortunate bit. I can't make any changes at centre-back. So, or pretty much, unless I sell Charlie Taylor, I can't really bring anyone in at left-back either. And so he's made my life a little bit difficult. I wish he hadn't done the deals before I moved in. But he has. And so all I've got to focus on really is the front player and the DLP. If I can get 2 good players in those positions, then I'll be really, really happy. Shane Lavery, ex-Blackpool, went to Scotland, I believe, to play his football. Where is he now? He's actually still at Blackpool in this save. 37 appearances for Blackpool last year, 8 goals. Sounds a bit like what I've got already. 2.5 star, could be 3.5 star. He's pretty expensive for that kind of quality. For me, he doesn't have as good finishing and composure. He would be a good pressing forward. He's got good aggression, good acceleration. So he'd be probably a good pressing forward, extremely good work rate. I don't know. He might be worth a punt. First touch isn't brilliant. 23 years old, though. What do you think, guys? Would he be worth a punt? Shane Lavery. We might be able to get him in for a couple of mil. He's got, for a pressing forward, which I kind of like, he's got good attributes. Aggression, bravery, determination, work rate. Off the ball is very good. So for a pressing forward, he's got a decent amount of acceleration as well, acceleration and pace. And I think he would be a very good pressing forward. But why is he only scoring 8 goals? He has finishing 15. His composure might be the thing. What do you think, guys? Do you think he might be worth looking at? Let's have a look at his 650. He certainly might be worth. Let's have a look at his contract. Contract expires 24. He's still got 2 years on his contract, and his salary isn't very high. What do you think, guys? Is there anybody still here? If there's anybody here, what do you think about Shane Lavery? 23-year-old, 2.5 star, possibly 3.5 star. Hasn't had the best history in the world, but looks to me. Hello, how are you doing? Mary Haguai, how are you doing? I'm just while you're here, I'm just having a look at Shane Lavery as a pressing forward. What do you think, Mary? What do you think about him as a pressing forward? I'm looking at his aggression, which is absolutely necessary for a pressing forward. He's got that. He's brave. Incredible work rate. Maybe it could be better in terms of teamwork, but his off the ball is good. His decisions, well, pretty much fits in with most championship teams. Good acceleration. Do you think he would be a very decent pressing forward? Finishing 15, composure 12. What do you reckon? I don't know. Let me know if anybody's listening. I kind of like him, so we'll get him scouted a little bit. I don't know who's not. We'll assign from. We have people who are doing nothing, so we'll assign scout, and we'll scout him for a month. Just have a look at him in pre-season. How are you doing, Mary? I'm doing fairly well. Still got a little bit of flu. Still got my sore throat. I hope you are well too. Hope you're having a terrific Sunday. And this recruitment focus, I'm really only looking at the moment. Oh, Sean Longstaff. Again, another ball-winning midfielder. I'm not really interested in ball-winning midfielders. I need a DLP. I've been looking at Ryan Yates as a box-to-box. I think this boy, he's 24 years old. I think this boy is a decent box-to-box midfielder. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm looking at his physicals, which for championship level are very, very good. He's got very good mentals for a 24-year-old at this level, and his technicals, some of them aren't that bad. He's also very tall, and thinking about our squad as a whole, we need somebody with a bit of height, and he's got good jumping reach, good heading, exceptional in the air. So I've been looking at him a little bit, and I think he's probably, if we sell Jack Cork or Brownhill, then I think he'll come in as a box-to-box. I think he'll be an absolutely brilliant player. And I don't know, I like the look of him. I absolutely like the look of him. But there doesn't seem to be much else going on. I can't get central defenders in. I've got 2 in on loan. It's DLPs. This is a name that I've heard from the past. Bielik, passing and vision are good. He's the only problem is he lacks acceleration and pace. But just having him sit there as a DLP spraying balls around. This is a boy, again, that has good mentals. He fits the bill. Good marking, good tackling. He could sit in there, probably on a more defensive duty, rather than floating about. Although he does have good natural fitness, his stamina's okay. I think, let's get him scouted. Let's get him scouted for a couple of weeks, see if anything changes there. I like this guy, Bielik. I've signed him a lot in FM22. I remember him from FM22. Yeah, you're right, Mary. He's an Arsenal boy. And now at Birmingham, and was at Derby. Hasn't played much. He's at Birmingham on loan though, so unfortunately we're not going to be able to bring him in, but certainly one for the future, that Christian Bielik. Josh Da Silva, if he could play in that role, he'd be ideal, but he can play as a DLP there, but unfortunately I need one in here. So again, super player. The price though is way out of our reach at the moment, but a super player, and not going to fit the bill though. And so I think probably good time to go and play. So he can play. He's okay, back after his little injury. And I want to give unfit players a game. So Kevin Long, I think, needs a game. Harwood Bellis is pretty fit, so we'll bring in Long for Harwood Bellis. Now, interestingly, it wasn't Harwood Bellis. Harwood Bellis had dropped off a little bit, hadn't he? I wonder why that's happening. As a ball player, he should be moving into this space, but his average position from the last match was way back, and actually our central defender on cover was way forward, and that's interesting. But maybe putting Charlie Taylor now having him sit narrower in here, I'm hoping that's going to bring him in to the play more. We shall see what the heat map says about that. I don't know much about this team. We'll get our assistant to give us some instructions. One of the defensive centre backs wasn't very good, as I remember, and I think the right wing back isn't very good. This is a game we should be winning, despite the fact that our team isn't brilliant. Can Barnes play as a pressing forward? Yes, he can. Let's play him as a pressing forward and see if that makes a difference. Let's go and play this football match. And I'm hoping that we have a much better performance than we put out last time. Because that was, looking at that, it was dire. It really was poor. We're favourites here. I want you to play like that. I'm expecting to see solid defence. We need to dominate the midfield. And they're not taking to me very well. They don't like being told off. They've been told off a couple of times and they don't like it. And mentally they're not coping with this very well. Maybe they're just used to being allowed to do what they want, and we've almost given a goal away there. Defensively, I'm not too worried about us. I'm really worried about us in terms of we're going to be positive today rather than attacking. I'm more concerned about our finishing and our ability to score goals. They are in charge of the game, the opposition at the moment. Jenna, we're a little bit slow out of the blocks. And I do put that down to them not coming out of the dressing room happy. I think I'm pretty much on the way to proving that these team talks do have a big effect on how teams will start each half. And we've started slow because I upset them. And they didn't start very well, as you can see, but now we've come back into the game a little bit now and are actually starting to take charge of it. Possession wise, we've got pretty much all the ball. We should have the ball. Oh dear. Who is that? As Jenna are looking to break, I think it was our left centre-back, wasn't it? Don't stand there applauding. It was absolutely shocking. And we do have a corner. The ball into the box. We've hit the post. Ah, boy, what is this game telling me? Hey, Chocolate, how you doing? Don't look a day over 50. You're a very, very nice person, I have to admit. You have to admit, what a lovely person. Thank you very much, but I think it's probably the makeup light that's in front of me that's actually doing that. But anyway, it's still 0-0 here. It's still 0-0. We are still struggling to score goals and really don't look like we're going to score goals. And this is a team that's predicted to finish second in the championship. And that's a nice ball through to Barnes, but he can't put it away either. And I don't remember Burnley being this poor up front. I think it's just a game thing, this one. I don't remember Burnley being this poor up front. But, oh, we have scored from a corner, from a set piece. And that's probably what we are going to be doing as well. Working set pieces to death. Because of our lack of finishing, we might have to become set-piece specialists. And Bayer and Long have combined to give us the lead. Match momentum is totally in our favour. And if we have a look, There's really no one dominating the game. They're not really a threat. They started better than we do, but that's because I upset them in the dressing room. Let's make them feel happy and see what that does. Well done on controlling possession, and hopefully we'll start the second half a little bit better. And we are looking a little bit more tired than they are, but we do have another set piece. That's fired in, but as yet we're not brilliant at them, obviously. And we have won the ball back. McNally, can you get something into the box now? Work it, work it. Patient, patient. But where was the fullback here? He should have been up there in support. So what I am going to do, we're going to try and solve this. We're going to underlap on the left and see if that doesn't push the fullback in a little bit. And here comes Vitinho. He's actually the left back today, I believe. And there is a chance again. We fired it over the crossbar. We're not playing very well at all. Dominating possession, dominating the game as a whole. Same story as the last fixture, and yet not able to put any chances away. And we're going to make our changes now. Bayer is playing at full back. That's probably why. Charlie Taylor can come on for Vitinho. Harwood Bellis can come on. Who else do I have? Bayer can go to centre back. And Matt Lowton can come on at full back. Jack Cork. And who's the other one? Brownhill can come on at DLP. Cork, the box-to-box. Zaney. Who else have we got? Jay Rodriguez. Churlinov can play on the left. And then, yeah, that's perfect. And then let's give... Who else have we got? We can't do anything with this guy. Let's push... Can Cork go up there? No, he can't. So we'll just leave it as it is. Maybe we'll swap those two over. Yeah, that works better. Okay, so we'll just see this game out now. There's nothing really much more I can do. Again, it's been a good, solid midfield performance, a good, solid defensive performance, and once again, 20 attempts. Only 8 on target, and that's not good enough for a team like Burnley, and we have to do a lot better. We are through, though. Surely he's going to score that, and we have made it. Daviskolug. What is his name? Davisolugu. He has made it 2-0, and we are comfortable, but we have had 21 shots, 9 on target. Our XG is 2.02, and we should be putting these teams away a lot better than we are doing. I don't really want to be too hard on them this time after the game. Yeah, let's take him off. And we do have another corner. Can we make it 3-0? Come on, make me happy. And we have, and it's a set piece again. And it's interesting... The work we have been already in pre-season putting into set pieces, and we've scored twice from set pieces today. If you want set pieces to work, don't look in your set piece setup in the tactics page. Just train them. That's all there is to it. Suddenly we're starting to play a little bit better now. And I wonder why that is. Maybe the opposition are tiring. But suddenly we're getting a lot of highlights, and I wonder why that is. Brownhill has had a good game at DLP. He looks like favourite to sit in the DLP spot at the moment, and he's had a decent game, and I'm just trying to find where he is. There he is. That's exactly where he should be. Everything should be going through him eventually, and yeah, they are looking for him now. And this is exactly where he should be. So that part of my tactic is working. and it will get better. And Taylor tries a long-range shot, and that's why I won't mind selling you. Ah, dear, oh dear. They're lacking familiarity with how I want them to play, maybe. Maybe it'll get better. Hopefully, you never know. I'm happy with the performance. I'm happy with the result and the way you played. Apart from the forwards, who were once again absolutely shocking. I think what we'll do is go and have a look at our training setup for the next 2 weeks. And we are back to one, although we have 2 matches in that week. Okay, so delivery, team bonding, yeah, that's fine. Maybe I need to be doing something a little bit more physical here, but we have a game again. I'm going to go and do going to get some gym work in there. There is a day's rest before. And in here, do I want to do anything? I'm going to do... Let's do some attacking corners. That's not going to be too taxing a day for them. And then in here, I don't want to be doing anything. This is really poor that we have all these games. We'll do some... I don't need to do quickness training, so I'm going to change that to possession training. They need to be very, very good at possession and keeping the ball. So that's what we'll do, and I don't know why it didn't change that. Where was it? Quickness here. We don't want to do quickness training. We want to do possession training there, because we need to be very, very good with the ball. Hello, Yondus. How are you doing? Good to see you. So in terms of training in pre-season, I'm focusing. I would normally set it up as a very physical time for them. And we do a lot of endurance work. We do a lot of gym work. We would do a lot of quickness training. But this is a very pacey team, best in the league. This is a very fit in terms of natural fitness and stamina. They are not very strong. So we're just focusing on, in terms of physical stuff, we're just focusing on the resistance, the gym work, and building up strength. And then we're going to focus in the main, the rest of it is going to be on how we want to play the game. Possession, distributing the ball. We want to play short possession football, distributing the ball, passing it about. And so that's why there is a lot of this stuff in there. We're going to be doing a lot of set piece work, because finishing is a problem for us. We want to be good at set pieces. And we're going to try and get as much of this in as we can. And I might actually look at this one and take this one out, replace that, let's cancel that for a moment, with attacking free kicks. Let's replace that, because that's all over the place. So we'll put that in there, and then we can take this out, and maybe we'll do aerial defense in there, because we're not the tallest of teams, and we do need to focus a little bit on our aerial defense as well. Chance conversion, we're going to do that every week because it's a big part of what is not right. And again, resistance, gym work early in the season to build up strength and fitness. And while these 2 games a week are going on, there's not much else I can add to it. So we'll just crack on. Nothing's happening in terms of rumours of people in my team being wanted. Still have players wanted by the look of it. Yeah, is he wanted now? No. Just has settled status. Jack Cork is wanted, Brownhill's wanted. But by the look of it, where's Charlie Taylor? Charlie Taylor's wanted. They're still wanted. We can still raise a ton of money, and hopefully one or two of those players will go so that we can make a couple of purchases and bring in some decent players. And what's happened here? We do have a transfer offer somewhere. Oh no, it's just a roll. It's just a loan. Who is this geezer? Fullback. He is 19 years old. Looks a bit decent to me. Do I want him to go out online or bring him into the first team? I think we'll let him go out on loan. He's just 19. Probably, if the money's right. Oh, no, thank you very much. No, we're not going to allow that to happen. If they're not offering anything for him, then they're not really serious about it. We do have another injury. No, this is our current injuries. Ashley Westwood out with a broken ankle, still 2 to 3 months. He is a midfielder. Again, another ball-winning midfielder. They do like their ball-winning midfielders here at Burnley. And Scott Twine is going to be out for 4 to 5 months. Goodmanson, who is a winger, I wish he would come back quicker than he would. He's a good player. He's going to be out for 3 months. Churlinoff is out now for a few days. He's gashed his leg. Injuries are a bit of a worry for us at the moment. And I don't know what to do. We're not the biggest squad in the world. This team, who are they? SV Ellersburg. Let's have a look. What kind of team are they? They are, again, a 2-star reputation team, a team we should be absolutely hammering. We do have some information about this team, and they're really not that great. Goalkeepers are pretty good in terms of their handling. Their finishing is very decent. This is a team that knows how to finish, and they're quite pacey. Their acceleration is good, although their pace is probably only average. The rest of it, they're not that great. So I think it's a team that we should be beating, and I don't think we should have any problems at all. I don't want to change the system too much because I want them to get used to this way of playing now. We're going this way. The friendly between Burnley has been cancelled, so we'll think about that in a minute. We'll go and play this game first. Why are they having a rest here? What has he done to the training schedule that I just set up? I know what he's done, because the match has been cancelled. What was the day? Wednesday the 20th. Let's go and have a look at that. Wednesday. It was here, wasn't it? And maybe it might be good just not to play in that week and do some proper training. So we'll go into our calendar, and this was the week. We'll go and drop in a pre-season in there. And now we will change this. We'll do some possession here. We'll probably we'll do some distribution. Let's do attacking patient. I'm trying so hard to focus on things that we need to concentrate on. Again, here, it's all about keeping the ball, distributing the ball. And so we'll do some ball distribution here. I don't know if we need to rest at all here. I probably don't think we need a rest here. So we will do some match tactics possibly in here, just to sharpen us up on the tactics. We don't need to be doing endurance. So this Wednesday is always attacking corners and attacking free kicks, and that is going to be all throughout the season. If you want your teams to be good at set pieces, you need to train them. And I think, excuse me, I think as we come to the end of pre-season, we're not going to need delivery so much. So we could take that delivery out now. And what we need to be doing is focusing on the opposition on Thursday, but still pre-season. So we'll do some aerial defense. We're not very tall, and we will do some defending wide on that day. That will help us come get to grips with our lack of height. So we look at aerial defense and defending wide. On Thursday, we don't need to do any quickness training. So what I need to do is focus on the press a little bit, and we'll do some transition press. We'll do some pressing work on Thursday, and that's a very, very busy week for them then. And this one, maybe I will give them a rest. Why not? We've already got match tactics in there. Let's give them a rest. It's a fairly hefty little week they've got going there. But these are all things that they're working on, that they need to work on. There's nothing in there that they're actually really good at. So focused training, the way I approach training is to focus on the things that they can't do very well. And Carlisle, who is Mark Helm? I have no idea. Probably some kid sitting in the under 21s. I think he could probably go out on loan. We're getting a good bit of money of his wages for him. Let's let him go out on loan. And Valerio Flori, he's a scout, I believe. No, he's a coach. Very good coach as well. Goalkeeping coach. So we've strengthened up our coaching team a little bit. And this is my scout, isn't it? Claudio Nitti. And we need to get him in and send him to Italy. And so as soon as we've turned this, gone to the next day, we can go to our scouting centre and let's get him sent to Italy. Doesn't have a current assignment. We want him looking for a striker, for a DM here, and possibly a defender left, because if we sell Charlie Taylor, we are definitely looking for another shadow striker. Let's just get him looking for a midfield centre as well. We'll set him at first team players. Why not? And we'll go up to the age of 29. And we're going to send him to Italy. Why not? He'll enjoy himself there. So he can go to Italy. Anywhere close by to Italy? Let's just let him focus on Italy. Standard scouting Juba and Claudio Nitti. Oh God, that means I'll have to do it all again. I gotta stop doing that. So we were looking for a striker, a shadow striker, midfield centre, a defender left. That's what is immediate. Let's bring him down to there and bring him up to a potential of 4. No, 3.5. And then we'll make that 29. We'll send him again to Italy. He'll enjoy that. And now this is where I should not click on the name itself. Click on this one. So Claudio Nitti is off to Italy. He'll be happy. And yep, we can confirm that. And he's making his way. So now we have scouts in Scandinavia. He's also doing Finland and Denmark. We have scouts in Italy. We have scouts scouting Scotland, and we've got scouts in the UK and Ireland. We still have those two boys, Lee Jones and Callum Barlow. I still need to get rid of those. They're not very good scouts, so they, over time, will also be leaving the club. And we need to move on. We'll play one more game in this pre-season. We've got our training sorted out. Asked to recommend it. Send on a language course. Why not? Asked to recommend. And Nitty completes his move. And I think we do have another scout coming in, don't we? Florey. Oh no, he is the goalkeeping coach. If we have a look at our staff now, our coaching team is the best in the league now. Our recruitment team was kind of around here. The lines were kind of around here. We have improved our recruitment team. We're not the best yet. I still have two more that I intend to replace. We still need a sports scientist. I think that we have a sports scientist. No, there's another scout waiting to come in. We need to find a sports scientist. Let's place an advert. Let's go ahead and place an advert for a sports scientist. See what the advert brings up. It's not something that I would want to suddenly panic about. I will let assistant pick that team actually at the moment. He's better at judging fitness than I am. And yeah, we're starting to look for a sports scientist. We'll play this friendly match and we'll see how we get on in this game. I'm hoping that we will improve. Who is Helm? He's 20 years old. He's probably someone I don't know of. 10% of the wages. We'll take 80% of the wages. Thank you. And another recruitment focus. 4 near matches. Who is this boy? He looks quite decent, but he's out on loan. That's why they're near matches. Because there are 3 players who are already out on loan. So let's just go and play this last fixture. And we'll call it a day for today. Burnley squad to be... I don't know why they do this at this point. Let's just do that and we will carry on. I don't know why they do that at this stage in the season, because it's still pre-season. We don't need a squad as yet, but they do ask for it. Yeah, okay, capable of playing, remains some way short, so he's capable of playing as well. Let's have a look at this team. We have a number of players who are actually very fit in there. Ashley Barnes needs to play because he's not fit. Kevin Long is not fit. McNally is fitter. And who is that? Haldarzo. He's not fit. Let's play him up there, shall we? Teller is playing as the show. Okay, we'll give him a try. Why not? And then let's go with that. I don't know who that Norris is, and I'm not sure why he's sitting on my bench, to be quite fair. Murich is fit. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. And so we'll go to this game and we will hope that it is a much better performance than it was last time. Let's go into our opposition and we'll just ask the assistant. Wow, he's into his hard tackling, isn't he? I'm going to go through some of these now. Yeah, that's justified. In fact, we'll take all of these off. Take them all off. That never press, we'll take that out. And then we'll go to our tactic and we'll just, instead of having individuals do it, we'll just tell the team to get stuck in. and then everybody's going to get hard tackled. So, yeah, go out there, show me what you've got. Go and show me why you deserve a place in the team. Midfielders, everybody's done. See, they're not getting very excited by things, are they? And they're not taking to me very well. We can see from the squad dynamics that they're not taking to me very well. And it is Ellersberg who have the first highlight, and they are going to score. And it is, we are 1-0 down. I wonder if it's this attacking mode. Maybe it's too much. And we're just inviting teams onto us. This is a nothing team that we're playing against, and we should be doing a lot better than we are. And I don't know what to do. There's nothing wrong with the tactic. The tactic is proven to work. As long as the DLP, you have a decent DLP, this tactic will work. It's just that maybe morale isn't good. Maybe they're having trouble adjusting to me. Maybe it's because their finishing is so desperately poor. Maybe there'll be a period of bedding in for this Burnley team, that it's not going to be a team that gets off to a great start in the Championship, that we're going to have to grind out results for a while. And we do have a penalty, though, which hopefully we can get level now. Isn't there anybody still here? Anybody still watching? Rodriguez steps up and smacks the penalty in. So it is 1-1 now. 8 minutes are gone. 8 minutes are gone, and we are now at 1-1. So set pieces going to be a big part of what we do. Most of the goals we've scored in pre-season have been from set pieces. And here is another set piece, and into the near post and headed clear. Set pieces, I just have my set pieces set to, from the right they do the far post, and from the left it's to the near post. And I don't do anything else other than that. I leave 3 players back for attacking corners, and apart from that I don't do anything else. It's just fairly simple. But the secret to set pieces, as I've been putting about of late, is that you train it. Train them in set pieces, they'll get better and better. And he must be offside. Surely that was offside, and it was offside. And they are the better team at the moment, even though we are dominating possession. It does look to me, although their team report said they are good finishers, and we are not good finishers, which is a big problem. And do we have another penalty? Yes, we do. We have another penalty. And is Rodriguez going to score? Unfortunately, their defender has got injured, giving away the penalty. And it is going to be Rodriguez stepping up. And it is 2-1 to Burnley. And we are ahead. But it's taken, again, 2 goals from penalties to put us ahead. It's very worrying. In terms of finishing from open play, it's just very, very poor. Tackling's been a disappointment. Okay, let's remove it then. If you're not happy with it, I can't see a problem. We've only got 1 yellow card, and we're coming up to half time. Once again, it's been a good performance in terms of keeping the ball, but in terms of putting away chances, it's been desperately poor. But oh gosh. And that was a long shot from a very, very long way out, very speculative. And I wonder, maybe do they need to be a little bit more disciplined at this point in time? Nice ball over the top, though, and Rodriguez has put it straight into the lap of the goalkeeper. And this is a worry. I'm seeing this time and time again. And Shane Lavery, I don't know, maybe you need to pack your suitcase. Maybe well done on controlling possession. That's all I can say to them at the moment, because everything else is only adequate. They haven't been defensively great, and they are definitely not great up front. And the opposition have hit the crossbar and we've given away a corner. But I'm not really too concerned about them in terms of an attacking threat. I'm concerned about us in terms of an attacking threat. This is a team we should be whipping, and we're not. And it is going to be Elversberg, but we have got possession back, and we do have a free kick. Let's make the most of this free kick, shall we? Bastian. Looks like Bastian's playing as the DLP today. And he finds Rodriguez. Bastian's not making himself available. Barnes is in, and Barnes has finally scored. It is now 3-1. I'm going to have a look at the heat map. Because Bastian doesn't seem to be making himself available in the same way that we saw Brownhill doing it. Bastian should be nearer to him, and he's taking a longer time getting to him. And I'm going to have a look at the heat map and just see if we can't... Where is my heat map? Where is the... it's not listed here. Shot map, pass map, action zones. I don't have the heat map listed here. That's a bit of a shame. Maybe we'll just wait for the end of the game. But he doesn't seem to be involved in the game too much to me. He's almost staying away from what he should be doing rather than actually getting involved. Rodriguez, where is he now? There he is. He's on the ball now. So, yeah, that's, I mean, part of what he should be doing is those raking passes. And we've managed to get another one. Barnes has got another one. And it is 4-1 now. I'm feeling a lot better about our finishing. XG of 3.7, 11 shots, 6 on target. So I'm feeling a bit better. And yeah, this is what he should be doing. He's making himself available and then spraying balls around to runners. And if that works, it's a joy to behold. And hopefully it will start to work. Maybe they're just having time settling with this. I don't think that in terms of a threat, this guy Sahin is a bit of a threat. So we'll go and have a look at whose Sahin is. Sahin, where are you? I can't even find him here. It looks like he's playing on the Sahin. I can't even find him here. There he is. Okay, he's a little bit of a problem. So we need to have a look at him. He has a weak left foot. We should hard tackle him. And I think we should be tight marking him. And then that'll take him out of the game. Where did he go? So tight mark him. He has a weak left foot. Hard tackle him. Let's make sure that he is not a threat to us. And I'll just watch his passing stats now. And hopefully... Oh, they've taken him off now. That didn't take long. They do have a free kick. And we don't want to be letting them back into the game now. I'm going to go to a more balanced mentality. And after this highlight, I will bring more players on, some fresh players on. And we should be winning the midfield battle. There's a lot of ball winners in that midfield, and we should be winning that battle. Teller is on loan. I'm hoping for a big season from him. He's a young kid, and hopefully his development will be good. Bastian, nice play by Bastian. He needs support and finds it from Lawton. Should be a goal. Vitinha scores 5-1. I think the job is done now. I feel a little bit more confident. Maybe they were just slow in picking up in terms of playing the system. Maybe they didn't trust what I was doing as yet. But as each game goes by, they're looking a little better. Still obviously concerned about their finishing. we're going to make some really big wholesale changes now. We will bring on Connor Roberts. Brownhill can come on as the DLP. Degerovska, he can come in as the attacking mid. Harwood Bellis as the ball-playing defender. Cullen can have a game. Zuri can come in on the right. And Charlie Taylor on the left. Muric can come on. Jack Cork can come on and play as the BBM. And Luke McNally can come on for Bayer. So that's wholesale changes, and everybody should now be. Still need someone on the left, do we? Which we don't have. And Ashley Barnes. Why is Jay Rodriguez? Okay. Ashley Barnes needs to stay on, as well as the left winger. We just need to see this game out now. Playing on a balanced mentality should be easy to play it out. Nice play by Roberts. Intercepting there. And Harwood Bellis. I like the look of Harwood Bellis. He's a very good player, I think. And hopefully he's going to have a good season. We've got 2 centre-backs on loan. And both coming in as regular starters. So they'll need to play well. And I need to learn this bloke's name. It could be 6. It is 6. Hedilazo has made it 6-1. And nice to score a few goals for a team that can't finish. Nice to score 6 goals. Maybe they are starting to feel a little bit more comfortable with the system that they're playing. And it might be that this is going to work out after all. But they do have a free kick right at the death. And we'll see if they can put this away. It's been a game early on of set pieces. We scored from 2 penalties. They do have a free kick. They have scored from the free kick. What a good free kick. But 6-2, we'll take that. It's been a pretty good. Thanks, Jay. Happy to see that someone's here interacting. Thank you so much, Jay, for your support. Really, really do appreciate everybody supporting the channel, helping us to do what we do, raise money for the British Heart Foundation. And, yep, it was a satisfactory day. I'm very hard to please. Satisfactory day after a 6-2 win. Yeah, we'll say I'm happy with that. That's what I want from pre-season. And so I think I'll call it a day here. We've been going almost an hour and 3/4 now. We've played through a number of our friendlies now. We have one more friendly to come. And then we'll be into the start of the season. Still haven't signed any players. But I really want to see if anything is going to happen with the boys who are wanted. And maybe I should set a price for Josh Brownhill just to see if anybody comes in. Or whether they disappear now. I've set prices for the other boys. Charlie Taylor has agreed on his price. Jack Cork, have I set a price for him? Now let's set a price for him. And then see if anybody comes in with an offer. I'd like to have some more money in the bank rather than just 4 million with which to play with. We don't have a huge amount of money. 14,000 in terms of wage budget. So I'd like to get some more money in and some wage budget out before we start dabbling in the transfer window. Shane Lavery is an option. Good pressing forward. He might be one that comes in. Might solve the striker problem. I still need to solve the DLP problem. We shall see what happens next time. I'll be back Tuesday evening with the next installment of Burnley. we're just going at the moment. We're looking at the transfer window. We're looking at maintaining the training, making sure we're training the guys properly according to the tactic that we've set up. I think we're settled on this. I think it worked better when we put in the instruction sit narrower. So I think it was a good day today. And I think we've achieved lots of stuff. And by the time we reach the game against Huddersfield in a couple of weeks, in fact, on Tuesday, we will be probably starting the season and playing against Huddersfield in our first match. So it's going to be interesting. And hopefully I'll see many of you there. And we can continue this journey under the bonnet with Burnley. And I will call it a day now, stop the stream. Thank you guys for coming. And don't forget, hit that like button. Likes make the world go around for YouTube creators. And join us if you're new, your first time in here. Join us for our Preston save. And there's another episode coming out on that at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Thank you, Jay. Thanks for coming. It's always nice to talk to someone rather than be talking to yourself. And great to see you. And hope to see you on Tuesday evening, where we, I think, looking at things, we'll be starting in the Championship. So I'm not thinking it's going to be a great start, but I feel fairly confident that we're going to do okay. So have a great day, everybody, and I will see you all on Tuesday.